I was one of 5 growing up. It was a very hungry household. And we had Jaffles all the time, just spaghetti and cheese, leftovers. Mum was so creative with them. So whenever I have a Jaffle now, it's just a little bit of home that always comes with me. I've never been to Margaret River before. I will certainly be coming back. It's such a gorgeous region and has the most incredible wine and cheese and fruit and everything that comes from around here. You can tell that it's been grown with love nearby, and the food shines. Oh, I don't know how I found myself here today, but I'm in Margaret River for Gourmet Escape, and the sun is shining, the weather's amazing. Yesterday I was cooking in the Breville Test Kitchen with Chef Martin Duke. And we had a great day. We had classes of people come in using Breville appliances, so it was so much fun teaching them a little bit more science about the way that we cook in kitchens, and that's what I've been learning recently in kitchens. And then somewhere in every class, in pops a mega chef. And it's just amazing for me because I can interact with people and teach, and then stand up on stage next to Peter Gilmore, or listen to Renee Redzepi talk. So this is a once in a lifetime experience for me. I'm making a sweet dessert Jaffle using local produce, and yeah, it's a really special dish for me. It's got some sous vide cooked pears, some of my make your own chocolate and hazelnut paste, and a local ice cream that's made with fresh cream and mascarpone from around here. So it's a bit of old and a bit of current. It's time to go and cook. The first thing I'm going to do today is to get my pears into a cryovac bag because we're going to be cooking them sous vide. So one of the tricks with filling the cryovac bag is to always fold it down at the top, and that way we keep the top clean. And so I've got some pears that I've just sliced thinly, and they're going in the bag with a little bit of brown sugar and some cinnamon. So I'm giving this a little bit of a shake in the bag. I want the sugar and the spices to be really evenly distributed, and now I'm going to seal it under pressure in the fresh keeper. I don't want the pears to break down, so if I cook them in a pan, they're going to turn to mush, and that's not going to give me a lovely texture in my Jaffle. But because I'm sealing it in the fresh keeper, and then I'm going to cook it sous vide at 80 degrees for 20 minutes, I'll have the most gloriously soft pears. They'll have the caramelization from the sugar getting in, but they're not going to be mush. So I've got my pears sealed nicely in the bag. You can see there's no oxygen in there. The pears are going to cook deliciously, but they're not going to fall apart, and we're going to get maximum flavour going through. So I've just put my pears in the sous vide machine. I've set them at 80 degrees for 20 minutes because sous vide cooking is all about temperature and time. It's the future of cooking because you can control your cooking, you can control the quality of the food, it keeps it fresh. There's just so many benefits. It's my favourite way to cook. So the next step for what we're doing today is to prepare the mascarpone ice cream. I'm zesting a lemon, and I'm zesting it directly into the bowl because we're not losing any of the essential oils of the lemon. It's a lovely ice cream to make because it's quick, it's egg-free, and it's going to churn in no time in the Smart Scoop. So I'm going to place this into the Scraper Mixer Pro. I'm not whipping it for aeration, I'm just whipping it to combine all the ingredients because the Breville Smart Scoop is going to do the finishing of the churning for me. I love the Smart Scoop because you can set the density, so it has a range from sorbet right through to ice cream and just gives the most amazing texture. So what I've got here in my bowl is some hazelnuts, some almonds, sweetened condensed milk, chocolate and honey, and I'm going to grind this down to a paste, and that paste is going to be the gooey little bits of chocolate that are inside our Jaffle. So I'm going to grind this down in the Kitchen Whiz Pro, which is fantastic because I've got a lot of nuts in this paste and chocolate, and so you really need a good strong motor behind your food processor or it'll never be fine enough. I'm going to grind this down, and then it's going to be the other part to the filling for our lovely Jaffle. This is almost there, but you can still see quite a lot of graininess, so we want this to be a really nice smooth paste. So we can check the texture now, and so you can see that all the nuts have ground down and it's ready to go inside our Jaffle. So I've just taken my pears out of the sous vide machine. They've been in for 20 minutes at 80 degrees, and I can tell that they're ready because they're just a little bit soft through the bag, but we've got this glorious brown sugar and pear juice down the bottom. So the next step is to butter my bread. So I've got some lovely local brioche from the Margaret River Bakery. We've got all this lovely sticky syrup and juice that's come out of the pears in the bag, and I haven't lost any juice to the pan like you would if you cooked it in a pan. So the last process, I'm putting little blobs of my chocolate and hazelnut paste on top. I don't want it covered because it's going to be too thick, but what I do want is to find in every single mouthful a little bit of pear and a little bit of chocolate. So these are ready to go in now. They're only going to take about 2 minutes, and then we're going to have the most delicious Jaffle. So as the lid goes down, I can hear it sizzle, And I know that the butter and the brioche is getting that lovely little crispy crust on the outside. So I can smell these jaffles are done. The chocolate's coming through, the pear's coming through, and look at that lovely golden colour. These are perfect. It's just begging for some ice cream, and I'm just going to dig in. And there we have my favourite dessert jaffle with local lemon and mascarpone ice cream. It's delicious.